following the news, you'll see a lot of this fear porn about AI takeover. Oh, the robots are going to take over. When you wipe your ass, you're going to no longer have toilet paper from your own hand. You're now going to have a robot hand that artificially wipes your ass and throws the toilet paper in the toilet. Stuff like that. People fear that through automation, everything's going to be controlled by robots. Now, I understand because robots are programmable. Robots are just artificially intelligent. They're not actually intelligent, and they have fixed responses. So I understand the fear behind it all. But what if I told you that humans are also programmable? Let me give you an example. You hear, and I'll go on both sides because I'm a fair person. So on the left, you hear about something on the news. So say that you are out with your friends. You're having the greatest evening in your life. You got your dick sucked. You got your team won the football game. You're hammered as a motherfucker and you're enjoying your life. And all of a sudden, you get an update on your phone. Breaking news. Donald Trump refuses to release his tax returns. Your night is ruined and you are now outraged and angry and pissed off. And you no longer want another blowjob. You no longer can enjoy your life because a man who you never met, a man who does not affect your life in that particular moment, in that particular way, will not release his tax returns. Holy fucking shit. But if you never heard about it, you would not be outraged. You're just outraged because you're maybe programmable. And the right. You always hear about there's this war on Christmas. They want to change Christmas away from the traditions. So you hear that all the time. But think about your life. How many times have you actually told somebody Merry Christmas and they're like, fuck off? You're at an apartment store. You're talking to somebody, small talking, while you're waiting to get your groceries checked out. And you're like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Merry Christmas. And that person said, go to hell. How many times? Think about it. Probably not. But yet, we're told by conservative media, and we're told even by the president himself that there's this war on Christmas. That we are not allowed to say Merry Christmas anymore. When I'm elected, you will now say Merry Christmas. We weren't saying that before you were elected, and we're only saying that now because you were elected. You see? Programmable. So the second is just artificially intelligent. And look at the last thing, intelligent. Well, most humans aren't even intelligent, much less artificially intelligent, right? But some of them are, so I'll give you a good example. Think of a college professor. Someone who has a PhD. Someone who is well-read and well-studied on intellectual pursuits. And that person knows facts. That person knows how to talk, very, very sophisticated. And they are high up. But that person has never actually built a business. That person has never actually been in the military. That person has never really accomplished anything in his life. He just read a bunch of books, memorized what was in those books, memorized what his professors and the education system told him, and now he teaches kids to follow the same path. He memorizes a formula. He memorizes a book. And he's able to quote facts. He's able to quote evidence, and that person is intellectual. They've never really built a business. They've never actually accomplished real scientific or medical advancement. They just study other people doing it. They just repeat what that person does, and they are intelligent. I would say artificially. It's kind of like if you study about a car engine. You study how it works. You study the components of the combustion engine, and you know how to work on a car. It's because you've studied it and you know how to work on it. What's the difference between a mechanic who went to school to learn on a car than a professor who teaches gender studies? The biggest difference is the guy fixing the car actually provides a good or a service that helps society. But neither are actually really intelligent in their field. They were just good at memorizing things that were programmed in their mind. So I would say that they're just artificially intelligent, wouldn't you? And the last one is fixed responses. Robots are going to have fixed answers to your questions. Well, most humans do, Remember during the debates, release the emails, release the tax returns, right? Remember that. You would have never said that in the first place unless you were programmed. So most humans' behaviors are programmed fixed responses. Just like the robots, So the fact that people are fearing AI takeover to me is kind of a fucking joke because we are already taken over by robots who are programmable. Some are artificially intelligent, others aren't intelligent at all, and they have fixed responses. And another example I'll give you is we're told that there's all of these fucking KKK, neo-Nazis, and racists. Never mind the fact that the KKK membership is at an all-time low. Never mind that. We watch on the news and we see it. You watch it and you're shivering in fear that the KKK is coming. But if you actually look at the numbers, they're down. But how many people in your life, how many times have you ever seen a legitimate racist KKK member who hates black people, who has the Confederate flag, who supports Donald Trump, who has 2 teeth, who hates all people who are brown, who hates all people who are a different race? How many times have you seen these people? How many times have you legitimately seen a fucking neo-Nazi? Probably none. But yet you believe it because you are programmable with fixed responses. You see, and you're scared about the fucking robots taking over? Go fuck yourself. And the other thing is too, you'll watch the news and you'll be like, on Channel 10 News, where there are famines, there are deaths, and there was a murder in Cleveland. And you look out your window and it's just like, I'm not good at the cricket sound, but you look out your window and nothing's fucking happening. Yet you're supposed to live in a state of fear, of disease and famine and starvation. Get your passy out and, but in all actuality, it's not shit. So that's why when people ask me if I fear the AI takeover of artificial intelligence, my response would be first, at least they're intelligent even if it's artificial, because most people aren't even intelligent in the first place. But do you fear it because of my stated reasons? They're programmable, which most people are. They are just artificially intelligent, at least they're intelligent, and they have fixed responses, which most people do to certain things because of their political beliefs, because of their religious or non-religious beliefs, because of the way they were brought up or whatever, nature versus nurture, whatever the fuck you want to say. So that's my argument. That's why I'm more concerned about real problems, like desertization, the desert expanding, like, how am I going to be able to make more money? How am I going to be able to get a better life? Instead of just fearing something that I shouldn't even fear at all. So no, I do not fear the AI takeover because of those reasons.